Emmerdale is set to bring back an earlier agreement involving Cain Dingle and Charity Dingle as her intense baby storyline continues, with her keeping a major secret from those around her. Charity previously decided to act as a surrogate for her granddaughter Sarah Sugden, who is now married to Jacob. In a tense sequence on the ITV drama, Charity delivered baby Leyla inside a hospital lift, while Mackenzie Boyd and Ross Barton were present. However, the child is not actually Sarah and Jacob's, but instead the daughter of Charity and Ross, following a brief encounter between them. This secret, including the truth about Leyla's real parents, is known only to the two involved. Before the baby arrived, Charity shared a moment with Cain, during which he gifted her a St. Christopher necklace. He reassured her that he would support her whenever she needed it, though that promise may be difficult to keep once the truth emerges. With the manipulative Dr. Caitlin Todd, who holds resentment toward Jacob, now blackmailing Charity after uncovering the secret, it seems inevitable that everything will eventually be exposed, putting Cain's loyalty to the test. Although Cain pledged his support to Charity, he has recently opened up to Sarah, who has been helping him cope with his cancer diagnosis. Their emotional connection has grown stronger, highlighting a new dynamic between them. Emmerdale delivered an unexpected turn involving Paddy Dingle, as the intense courtroom storyline reached a climax with 3 different verdicts, while Beowulf took the stand in a final attempt to avoid conviction. Bear stood trial accused of killing Ray Walters, while Paddy and Dylan Penders were charged with interfering with justice. Earlier in the week, multiple witnesses gave evidence, but a shocking statement from Simo shifted the direction of the case. As Bear's situation grew more serious, his defense insisted that putting him on the stand was the only option. Paddy hesitated, concerned that Bear might not cope under pressure, but eventually agreed. In the latest episode, Bear gave emotional testimony, breaking down as he described the traumatic abuse he endured from Ray and his adoptive mother, Celia Daniels. The prosecution argued that Bear had murdered Ray to take control of his illegal activities, aggressively challenging his credibility as he became visibly distressed. After both sides finished, the judge paused proceedings to allow the jury to deliberate. When they returned, 2 of the accused were cleared, while a third was convicted. It was soon revealed that Dylan was among those acquitted, with Paddy encouraging him to move forward and rebuild his life. Around the village, residents reacted to the outcome, with April expressing sadness that someone had been found guilty. During a private conversation between Paddy and Bear, it emerged that Paddy was the one convicted, though he received a suspended 12-month sentence. While Paddy admitted he felt a sense of relief, Bear remained uneasy about the situation. Later, at Anya's grave, Bear delivered a heartfelt speech addressing the harsh realities of modern slavery, while also thanking Paddy, Dylan, and April for rescuing him from his ordeal. Although Bear and Dylan can now move on with their lives, Paddy must deal with the lasting impact of his criminal record. Even without a prison sentence, the question remains whether this outcome will affect his future as a vet. Emmerdale has revealed the outcome of Beowulf's trial, bringing the dark storyline to a close with an unexpected result. This article includes spoilers from the May 5th episode, which has not yet aired on ITV1, but is already available on ITVX and YouTube. The trial involving Bear, Paddy Kirk, and Dylan Penders reached its conclusion after all 3 were questioned in court over the death of Ray Walters. Bear faced the possibility of a prison sentence for killing Ray, while Paddy and Dylan were accused of obstructing justice. Earlier, another captive named Simo had promised to support Bear in court. However, his testimony took a dramatic turn when he claimed Bear had been treated differently on the farm and was not truly a victim. Although Bear suffered manipulation and abuse like the others, Ray's preference for him meant he was often spared the worst conditions and given small rewards. Meanwhile, Simo endured harsher treatment, which fueled his perspective. His statement shocked Bear's family and complicated the defense's strategy. The solicitor suggested that allowing Bear to testify could strengthen the case, though it came with serious risks. In the past, Bear has struggled to stay calm when recounting his experiences, especially when challenged or misunderstood. Losing his temper in court could have reinforced the idea that the killing was intentional. When Bear eventually took the stand, the pressure was evident, but he managed to stay composed thanks to the progress he had made emotionally. After a break in proceedings, the three defendants returned to hear the verdicts. The jury announced 2 acquittals and 1 conviction, but the identity of the person found guilty was not revealed immediately. In a surprising twist, it was Paddy who was convicted. Bear openly expressed his disbelief, pointing out that he had been the one responsible for Ray's death. It was later confirmed that Paddy received a 12-month suspended sentence lasting 2 years, meaning he remains free but must live with the conviction. The episode also marked the end of Ray and Celia Daniels' influence over the village after nearly a year. Bear, Dylan, April Windsor, and others had suffered greatly because of their actions. In a heartfelt moment, Bear reflected that while their ordeal has come to an end, many others across the country continue to face similar situations, showing that the issue is far from resolved. Emmerdale has revealed a preview of Dr Caitlin Todd's next step, as her mistreatment of Jacob Sugden continues. As part of the ongoing storyline, the show depicts Jacob being intimidated and controlled by his superior at the hospital. In Wednesday's episode, Jacob is seen walking through the village with baby Leyla in a pram. Now living nearby, Dr. Todd notices him and approaches, making pointed remarks about him being on paternity leave. During their exchange, she comments that his colleague Richard is excelling while he is away. Before leaving, she suggests that Jacob must decide whether to return to work or remain at home, continuing her belittling tone. The encounter unsettles Jacob, leaving him frustrated by her behavior. Although they had recently attempted to move forward on better terms, it is clear their conflict is far from resolved. In upcoming scenes, the situation escalates as Jacob's manipulative boss turns the tables after he files a formal complaint. She deliberately sets him up, attempting to make him appear responsible for the problems. Despite the pressure, Jacob remains determined to continue pursuing his medical career. He is motivated by his ambition and the pride that Leyla once had in him, refusing to walk away even as the situation becomes increasingly difficult. Emmerdale star Lisa Riley has shared an update after dealing with what she described as a horrendous injury at home. The actress, known for playing Mandy Dingle, appeared on Loose Women last week wearing a cast on her wrist, joining fellow panellists G.K. Barry, Denise Welch, and Kay Adams. Explaining what happened, Lisa said she fell from a stool around 5 weeks ago, landing awkwardly on her hand and requiring surgery as a result. Shortly after the accident, she shared an update on Instagram, posting a photo with her surgeon and thanking the NHS and hospital staff for their care and support. While speaking on Loose Women, she revealed that she has a follow-up appointment scheduled to have the cast removed, noting that the injury now resembles a dog bite. She also confirmed that her recovery is ongoing, saying she will need rehabilitation and physiotherapy, and admitted she still has very limited movement in her hand. Despite the setback, Lisa said her main worry at the time was whether she would still be able to travel to New York, just days after her operation. Thankfully, doctors allowed her to fly, fitting her with an adjustable cast for the journey. Alongside her trip, she has continued working, with Emmerdale's writers adapting her storyline to include the injury. She joked that while she doesn't drink in real life, Mandy's injury would be explained as the result of having too much Prosecco. Lisa originally joined the soap in 1995 before leaving in 2001, and later returned to the role in 2019. Since coming back, her character has remained popular, featuring in major storylines including her relationship with Paddy Kirk and the revelation about Vinnie Dingle's parentage. Emmerdale is broadcast on weekdays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.